She's the flight attendant whose twerking cost her her dream job.
I didn't think that, being so happy can turn into something like this.
Nell Diallo was having a great time dancing and twerking in the aisle on an empty plane before an early morning flight.
I decided to just take advantage of the moment to wake myself up and kind of get myself hyped up for my day, basically.
She posted the video on TikTok along with the caption, "What's wrong with a little twerk before work?" But after the video went viral, she says Alaska Airlines fired her.
You're fired!
Another young person doesn't get the job. Now, if you follow me, you know from time to time I run deep background checks for Fortune 500 companies, some Fortune 100, some other larger companies.
Yep. And this technology is getting stronger too, by the way. It's gotten to the point with this facial recognition stuff where they could damn near count the hairs on your hand. And it's not only companies doing it. Because it's become a little bit more affordable, there are guys that are getting background checks on their wives or fiancés before they marry them. So this stuff, you could argue that it's invasive if you want to, but at the end of the day, the technology is there, and people are using it more and more than ever.
I ran another one today, and I mean, the very first video I ever posted, it got almost 2 million views, 1.7 million views, I don't know how many it was, where a woman didn't get a job because of a video that she had posted online years earlier. Now the new thing is young people aren't getting their jobs because of videos that are coming up that are pretty recent. And I just wanted to come on here and just elaborate on the fact that everything you do online lasts forever.
Yep.
Every time you're in public, chances are there's a video camera facing toward you somewhere at some time.
Yep.
So this woman, another woman, interesting that most of the time it's a young woman.
Yeah, well, it's not actually surprising that most of the time it's young women because women post more on social media than men. So it actually kind of makes sense. That is usually women that get caught up with stuff like this. They post more than men.
It was up for a job at a really large company, and they asked me to do the final deep background check on her, which is a facial recognition, the voice recognition, all the crazy stuff that I do, all the crazy AI and technology stuff that I do. But this video came back, and in this video, she's protesting, free Palestine.
Yep.
And she's saying some pretty crazy stuff about Jewish people.
Uh-oh.
And some Jewish people are there counter-protesting. And she's saying some pretty bad stuff to them. And this was an upper management position. I mean, she's I'm not going to tell you how old she is, but she's not a kid. She's in her late 20s. And this was going to be cool. This was probably $160,000
Yep.
all in with benefits, everything.
And that's part of the issue with the radicalization of people being political now, especially in 2025. There are a lot of people, and this is on both sides, that think that they can do whatever they want and is justified because what they believe is good in their opinion. So the bad things that they do, they feel like they shouldn't be judged for because they're doing them to people who are bad people. And that's just not how the world works. You're not judged based on what you believe. You're judged on how you behave, oftentimes in the world, especially when it comes to getting a job.
I looked her up. I saw that she was posting about it. She actually posted about this job and about how excited she was about to get this job and how she was in the final running. And she kind of took her social media people through this. But I turned that video in today, and she's not going to get that job.
Yep, cooked.
And as someone who grew up with social media and grew up with the internet and grew up with these video phones, these video cameras, how could she do this to herself? If she wants something from someone who the owners of the company happen to be Jewish, by the way, which I can't even make that shit up if I tried.
You might as well drive yourself to the unemployment line. And it's happening because, and he's saying, like, why would she do it? But it's happening because everybody thinks that they're a social media influencer. And they don't realize the inherent risk that comes with even posting on social media. People have to understand that social media is a weapon. It's weaponized against people at this point. Not only can you be judged for what you post, and you will be judged for what you post, but oftentimes it keeps people up late at night because they're scrolling too much. You got a lack of sleep. And they want to take as much time from you as possible with these social media apps. And everybody think that they're a social media influencer and that they shouldn't be judged for the things that they post, or they won't be judged for the things that they post. And it's just not true. That's why I tell people, be careful about what you're posting. Not only on Facebook, but especially on Instagram. Because some people think that they can dress raunchy and then get taken seriously at a professional job. And oftentimes that's not how it works. You're not going to get paid $170,000 a year while you twerking online on your Instagram. You damn near giving the information away. He ain't got to do a background check.
But you're always being recorded.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a crowd of people or protesting and you're screaming and yelling or any of that. You're always being recorded. And I can find you. It doesn't matter if the video is erased. It doesn't matter if somebody else posts the video. It doesn't matter if somebody in Timbuktu posts the video. I will find it. Facial recognition, 146 different places on your face.
Wow.
It is 99.999% accurate. It counts the hairs in your eyebrows. It counts the hairs in a square centimeter on your head. It counts the distance between your eyes, the distance here between your eyes.
Wow.
Your ears, how your ears line up with one another. It is scary stuff, and we will find you. You could even cover your face. It's voice recognition also. And then you put that together with different elements like me in this room, in my office. You could put this together and you could figure out where I am. You could figure out who I am.
Yeah, this technology is actually not even really surprising to me. Just recently, and I didn't even know this was a thing, but just recently I was with somebody in Gen Z and we was watching an MMA match, and they found whoever was in the match attractive, and it was somebody I didn't know who it was. And they did a whole background check on Google. I didn't even know you could do that. I must be an old goat. Maybe I'm out of the loop already. I'm only 29. Maybe I'm out of the loop, though. I didn't even know you could do that. You could take a picture of somebody. You could screenshot a picture of them, put it into Google, and Google will pull up their information for you to see. And these are normal people using this technology. So, of course, these companies are going to use this technology.
With this facial recognition, voice recognition, and everything. It's crazy. You guys have got to stop doing this. You're destroying your careers. You may be destroying your lives because, again, men are running deep background checks on women before they ask them to marry them because they've become so much cheaper than they used to be.
Yeah.
They used to cost $2,500. Now they cost $1,000 or less. It depends on what level you want to go to. So all I'm saying to you, and this is all I'm going to say, is if you want something from someone else, if there's ever going to be a moment in your life where you're going to want something from someone else, stop posting shit on the internet. Stop getting involved in this shit that's going to make you less desirable as an employee or less desirable as a spouse.
Yeah.
So there you have it. This is a 5-minute rant, public service announcement, whatever you want to call it. Sometime you're going to want something and you're not going to get it because of the way you acted. And when I was a kid, it wouldn't matter because nobody had it on video. Mm-hmm. Everyone has you on video.
Yeah.
Everyone has everything you do on video.
And I remember I was watching an interview of somebody in the CIA, and they were talking about invasive technologies to figure out, like, to identify people and to figure out threats and things like that. They said with the innovation of Facebook, they don't even need to use most of the technology they have because people will offer the information for free. Where they live, where they went to high school, pictures of themselves, their political opinions. They give it all up for free. So the CIA even is starting to use social media to identify potential threats. You could say it's an invasion of privacy. But at the same time, social media is a weapon. You could use a weapon in the correct way, or you could, but people can also use the weapon against you too because they have the weapon too.
Everything you say, you have to assume you're being recorded. Just don't do it. If you want something, don't do it. You want to be successful, don't do it. You want to be an influencer and work for yourself, fine, do whatever you want to do. But don't post any rants, don't say bad things about people, don't say bad things about your country, and certainly don't do anything sexual. Don't do anything that you wouldn't do in front of your parents. So, that's it.
I think in the future, people are going to start to value privacy a little bit more. I remember I used to work for a landscaping company in Vail, Colorado, and I was always wondering, why are people spending tens of thousands of dollars on trees? Why are these people from these wealthy neighborhoods buying these tall trees, getting them planted into the ground? And it's because they respect their privacy. But nowadays, with everybody thinking that they a social media influencer, people don't respect their own privacy. And so they're giving up the information, and this information is going to get weaponized against you. If a company is going to invest $150,000 a year into you, they're going to want to know who you are, because any good investor is going to want to know what the investment that he's making, or she's making, or they're making from the company. And that's something that people got to understand, especially with that OnlyFans stuff, man. I tell people right away, if you want to do that OnlyFans stuff, you better hope it work out. Because not only are you you're trading your future potential for money in the now, so you better be investing well, or you're going to be at the line at McDonald's, because ain't no serious job going to hire you. Because they can find that type of stuff that you might have posted. So if you're going to do it, you better hope it work out. Don't do no trial runs, and you better go all in if you're going to be trying to do that OnlyFans stuff, especially. Yeah, but there are a lot of people nowadays that believe that they can behave however they want to behave because what they believe is right. And if you treat people who you believe is wrong, and you can treat people who you believe is wrong however you want to. And it's going to get found, and it's going to get discovered. And people are firing themselves. You might as well walk yourself to the HR office with some of the stuff people be posting. I can't tell you how many guys, especially, even just with Instagram, are saying they can't date a woman because of what she's been posting on Instagram. It's becoming very popular for guys to judge a woman's Instagram and say, I'm never going to marry her, I'm just going to sleep with her, and I'm a ditch her. Not really saying that, but understanding that there's no longevity with this person, but we can sleep with her. And so women will end up in a situation where there's a guy that's just sleeping with them and they don't even understand why. Check your social media. How do you present yourself? Do you present yourself like a wife? Do you present yourself like a person who wants to be employed, or that's ambitious about their job? How can you use this as a weapon to benefit yourself? If you're applying for a job, try to grow a following in the niche that you're applying for. Start educating people on the niche of the job that you want. So when employers go to look up your background information, they find your TikTok where you're already talking about software engineering. That's how you can use this weapon to your benefit. Till next time.